This podcast may contain language or subject matter that may not be suitable for kids.
And we're the best friends that anybody could have.
You've been fucking warned.
I drink liquor.
Go to our website at b3fpodcast.com for merch. Click on Tell Us What You Really Think to leave a completely anonymous review of each of us.
Oh,
yeah, just a sick fucker and I like it.
Enjoy the show with cunts.
Oh man.
Wow.
That's what took so long, is I forgot that I didn't have the intro music on this little piece of gear, and I had to convert it to get it on there. You look like shit, dude.
I feel like shit, dude.
No, I meant you literally.
No,
your video looks like shit.
Oh, does it? Is it because I changed? Because I did that?
No, it's just connectivity. It might be mine too. Who knows? I shut my door. So great Wi-Fi all around.
Yeah. Well, I tried.
You're looking haggard today, sir.
Dude, it has been a rough week. I am in Texas this week, and the air conditioner in the hotel room just decides sometimes it's going to work and sometimes it's not. Like, I'll go to bed one night and it'll be nice and cold in here, and then I'll wake up in the morning and the air conditioner quit working and it's 72 degrees and I'm sweating.
Does it have one of the sensors where you have to keep moving for the air to come on? So if you're sleeping and you're not moving much, does the air just stop?
I don't think so. But so I don't know. I turned it off, I don't know, shortly before we started this, just because I didn't want it's also a loud air conditioner, which is not a problem when I sleep, because I put brown noise on when I sleep. And
brown noise.
So yeah, brown noise. I got that oral jungle fever.
What are you drinking?
So I have a little bit of like a small bottle of Jack Daniels, and it tasted like shit, and so I put it with some Coke.
See, I'm going with this evening.
I didn't get a chance to go to a liquor store to get some of that, because that was my intention, actually.
I went yesterday to get some liquor because I've been out and I knew we were doing this show, and then I was doing the one with CQ, and they happened to have the 12-year, and it was like the 12-year Tullamore was like $6 more than the regular year Tullamore. So I was like, well, fuck it, I'll get the 12.
The regular year Tullamore.
The regular year, the today, the present year Tullamore. Yeah.
Right. Jesus. So how are you enjoying doing the shows with CQ?
They've been all right. They've been pretty fun. They're not every single week, it's kind of like once every 3, give or take a little bit. So it's been about once a month. Sometimes they had a cancellation or something. So it's not bad. It's different for sure, because I'm full, like literally like the sidekick. So he has this, I'll be sure you do. I'm like in a little bubble, like on the thing. I'm not actually
right.
Right.
It's very similar to this right here.
Yeah. Very similar to that, which is fine. I don't care.
I can only do that.
But I feel fine about it though. But it's kind of nice because I have no responsibility other than to fucking talk.
Right.
So, I will say that I got a little riled up on the episode last night. So that was
about what was you?
I was talking shit about how stupid Disney, all the Marvel shows on Disney Plus are.
One of them isn't, but the rest of them are.
Well, just
the
Mandalorian's
pretty good.
Well, that's not that's not a Marvel show. Well, Marvel.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I was thinking Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And mine was just more or less just how they're handling it. Like it pisses me off that I have to watch so many shows to keep up with anything going on in one universe for an entertainment. It's fucking stupid. Anyway, and I really don't care that much because I'm not going to watch the shows anyway. I'm not uninvested, but still, it was. I got him riled a little bit. It was pretty fantastic.
So you got him riled up because he disagrees with you, or because he agrees with you and it got him crazy?
Oh, because he disagrees with me.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Yeah, he's a film Marvel junkie, like comic book nerd.
Yeah, and I also just shit all over John Wick 4. I just shit all over it. And he
Really? You
thoroughly
haven't
enjoyed.
seen it, have you?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, I didn't even realize it was in theaters already. Was it
Yeah.
bad?
Yeah, it's so
Is it
bad.
bad?
Did you think three?
Oh.
Hold on. Well, hold on. Did you like three? Did you like the third one?
I enjoyed 3. It's not nearly as good as the other 2, and none of them are as
Okay.
good as the first one.
Well, it's
but-
worse than 3.
But I enjoyed it. It's fun. Like, it's still a fun movie. And
But see,
that's
I
the
didn't even think it
thing,
was
so-
that. Well, that's the thing. Like the movies are fun, but I thought it quit being fun at 3. 3, I was like, okay, this isn't even fun to watch anymore. Yeah, some of the shooting stuff's cool, but movies, it's almost unbearable. And then
It's
4 was
okay.
3 hours
No,
long.
I got you. See, I do disagree with that. I thought it was fun. As far as was it a good movie? Nah, probably not, but it was still fun, I thought. But
Like,
let me tell you,
the same
ahead.
dude, same thing over and over in just bigger ways. Quits being fun. Like there's nothing unique about it compared to the other 2. Like it was just
Sure.
more of the same shit. That's what made it not fun for
Right.
me. Yeah.
Well, most movies that end up going more than 2 movies are just doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
So,
Well, but I mean, that's what I hate though, is what they do is like, this is one of my complaints here is like, they take like, okay, these 2 things people really liked. So we're just going to lean
Mhm.
in really, really hard and just do these 2 things throughout the whole movie. That's essentially what John Wick 4 was for 3 hours.
I see. Okay. Well, I'm gonna watch it anyway, but
Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure. For sure.
whatever.
So
So I
you're
tell you
saying-
a fun movie. I watched a fun movie recently. And I didn't think it would be any good, but I'm actually adding it to my Christmas movie list now, and it's called Violent Night. Did you watch that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun movie. Like
Yeah.
for Christmas movies, it was dark, it was bloody, a lot of fighting, drinking Santa Claus. I mean,
Oh, it's
it was
fantastic. You saw
yeah, it was very
we
good.
talked about, you saw the Fat Man too, right? With Mel Gibson.
I didn't watch The
and
Fat Man, but
and Goggins.
It's on my list to watch.
Bet-
Yeah,
dude,
it's on
it's
my list to
better.
watch, but I haven't watched
better.
it.
It is.
Is it? Okay.
fantastic? Yeah, it's solidly on my
Yeah.
Christmas rotation now.
Okay. Well, I'll have to watch
Yeah.
that here sometime soon.
It's
so.
different. Weirdly enough, it's similar concept. It's different, but I think it's a better.
Right.
Well, it. Yeah. I recommend it. Whatever.
I'll watch it.
Yeah.
So I did finally watch Top Gun Maverick the other night.
Yeah.
And that was enjoyable, very much so.
That
I
was
really
good. That was
liked.
very good.
Yeah, I thought it. I mean, I didn't think it would be. I just thought, how are you going to continue this along? I thought the whole Rooster Goose story might end up being a little stupid and cheesy, but it was not. It was a good movie. It was a little long. They could have cut some of it out, but it was still a good movie. I mean,
Yeah.
predictable, but good.
Well, it's Top Gun. You don't expect to throw any curveballs.
No, I don't. But whatever. Tom Cruise. Say whatever you want about him. He's badass. Like he's.
Oh, yeah.
He's.
Well, he was
I don't know
pissed.
how people don't like
when they were making the movie. He was pissed because they wouldn't actually let him fly the Navy, any of the fighter jets. So he flew like most of the planes, but a lot of the other, like the outer stuff were blue screened in. They had Navy pilots doing it, but they wouldn't actually let him fly the government aircraft. And
Yeah,
I'm obviously
So
in a
I
much nicer way, but basically he was like, well, I'm Tom Cruise. You should fucking let me do it. And they're like, yeah, no, under no circumstances.
right.
But he
So
didn't
I
want to
heard
feel as
it.
real as possible. So he was flying
Yeah.
planes, just not those specific planes.
So I heard an interview with a guy that flew the camera planes because they did
Mhm.
all of that stuff with real planes.
Mhm.
But they didn't. It wasn't always the plane you see on screen. Like they would
That's what I was
actually
saying,
fly a fighter. Yeah, they would actually fly a fighter jet, but then they would CGI what they wanted it to be over the top of that one. But
Right.
still, it was all legitimate air, dog fighting and stuff like
Yeah.
that in the
Yeah, yeah.
air, which is, kind of goes back to some of the effects and stuff that we had growing up, where there's real
Yeah,
shit
prac-
going on, and
practical
not
effects.
not
Yeah.
all. Right. It wasn't like watching a cartoon like the Marvel stuff is now.
Right.
So anyway, but Trump got indicted today. Did you see
I
that? Hear
think I
about that?
saw a
whatever?
headline on that or something. No.
Yes.
I mean, I'm
the
pretty sure
only
it flashes on my phone.
the only former president to ever be indicted. The
So-
thing is he's being indicted for paying hush money to a porn star, and I don't understand why that's illegal. Like I don't care for Trump, but I don't understand why that in itself is an indictable offense. It's like people used to do that shit all the time. You just pay somebody, say, "Look, we
Well,
did some shit. Here's some money. Don't talk about it."
Well, is hush money, is that an actual illegal thing to do, or is there something else to it that made the paying of that particular round of hush money illegal?
Well, I mean, the headline says Donald
Well, I
Trump
know
has
the
been.
headlines would say, but that does not the details of what the legality is.
I understand it, but it just says he's being indicted for his role in paying hush money to Stormy Daniels. So I still hush money. Even if it is illegal, I think that's stupid. Like paying, you should be allowed to pay people to shut the fuck up if you want to.
Right,
If you
but
can
that's what I'm
afford to
saying, though.
do
I'm
it,
pretty sure
shut
that the
up.
hush money thing is not the illegal part. It had to be something else tied to it. You'd think. I mean,
I'm sure.
yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I haven't read the article.
Well, I mean, it's like you see articles, well, obviously, but I'm saying you see articles now. It made me laugh the other day. I was reading something, and this article said Universal closes another or closes its most popular location, or something like that, and it was referring to one of the particular stores that Universal has within one of the areas within one of the parks. But the headline was
Right.
very much, I was like, "Oh, it's closing down fucking Orlando," and I was like,
Right.
"Oh shit, that sucks."
No, I don't see how. Yeah, that one would have been hard for me to believe, just because I think Universal's probably much more popular than Disney is now. So
Yeah, really?
I think
Really?
it probably is. I mean, it depends on who you are. Like I have family members that absolutely love going to Disney World as adults, and even if they don't take their kids, and I don't understand that.
No, I don't
Like
understand
I
that at all.
just I don't. Universal's fine. Like it's fine to go every 5 to 10 years, go to Universal one day and ride the cool rides. But even some of the cool rides that were there when we were growing up aren't there. Like they took Jaws out. They fucking took Jaws out.
Dude, I've never been.
Really? You never went to Universal?
I've been to Universal, the Islands of Adventure, the I guess
Sure.
the amusement park they had that was there, but the roller coasters and shit. But otherwise, nah, never went.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It just seems like something you would have been into.
I went to the part with the roller coasters, which is the part I was
Well,
into.
no. Yeah, I would have imagined that you would have enjoyed the rides, ride the movies.
Maybe if when I was like younger, if I'd have gotten the chance to, but now that I'm older, like, dude, I have no desire to see any of that shit. None whatsoever.
Yeah. So, do you still enjoy roller coasters?
Yeah. I don't enjoy like straight up spinning stuff anymore, but like roller coasters and stuff, yeah, I do a lot. But like tilt-a-whirls, like shit you see like a fair, no more, not anymore in my life.
So, would you still go to the fair? Like, take your kids to the fair, or you deprive them
Yeah,
of that now?
I'd take them for like a night, but I'm not going to do the,
Oh,
the
yeah.
parent that takes your kids 5 nights a week to the fair and get the bands and the bracelets. But
No.
fuck, every now and then.
Yeah.
Every now and then. Let me rephrase it. If it wasn't so goddamn expensive, Jesus. Last time in
It is
Huntsville,
very
I took
expensive.
Eli to the fair there, and it was shit. It was so just for one kid. It was so much fucking money. It's insane. Like you could almost travel aside, not counting travel. It's about the cost to take your kids to like if you lived in Orlando, you could take your kids to Disney for about the cost it takes. You would take your kids to the fair for like 2 nights here.
You'd be surprised what it costs to go to Disney now.
Oh, I know. I went. No, that was a few years ago that I went. It's stupid expensive. Like
Yeah.
$1,000 for
We-
a fucking adult ticket for the few days.
Right. We went so many times when I was like in my early teens and mid teens. Like my dad and stepmom took us a lot to Disney and
Why
or
would they do that?
Universal.
Do they hate themselves?
I think that they owned
making up for time.
I think they owned like part of a timeshare, and that was just one of the places they could get into for specific weeks. So we would go to Disney. But my stepmom enjoyed that kind of thing, and my sisters did. But by the time we had gotten there, like the second or third time, Will and I were old enough that they would just let us loose in the park, and
Yeah.
and
Still.
and we
Ugh.
go, do our thing. So, but anyway,
It's gross. It's fucking gross, man. Like
So,
I would thoroughly enjoy, honestly, like theme parks or like Disney or stuff if I could go and it was like a private viewing and there was no one else there and I could just walk around and do what I wanted. Then yeah, I'm all on board.
well, I
Totally
mean,
fine.
you have to be rich to do that because that's when you buy
Exactly.
you pay for the person that takes you around. You get to jump the line. So let me ask you this: how would it make you feel uncomfortable to jump to the front of a line at a ride?
Oh no. Oh
It wouldn't.
no. No, I was last time that I had to go with the family and they took the kids. If I could have afforded to buy the skip the line passes, I would have bought them. They were so expensive.
We bought them one time at Six Flags.
Yeah.
And it wasn't worth it. They hadn't mastered it at that point yet.
Right.
And so it was like it would buzz and tell you which ride to go to.
Oh, they had one
But
of those.
you know,
Gotcha.
it was one like it would buzz and say, "All right, it's time for you to go to this ride." And if you're all the way on the other side of the park, well, you're never going to make it to that ride in
Right.
time.
Right.
So
Dude, at Carowinds now, they have this thing. It's literally a skip the line pass, essentially. You just walk the fuck up and get on the roller coaster.
fucking great.
You're frozen up or something.
But it was me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, well, yeah, I've been watching
What
your
were you
connection.
saying?
It's in and out. I was just saying there's a pass
So
at
is
Carowinds.
yours. That's weird. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
It's going at
Carowinds, yeah,
Cineplex.
yours was doing that. But anyway, yeah, we went years ago. I say years ago when Matthew was in high school. He had a girlfriend that her family moved to Charlotte, and we went to Charlotte one weekend in the summer so they could hang out and see each other. We went to Carowinds, and we didn't use the fast pass, but Carowinds was just kind of like, it was just okay. Like it's not
Yeah.
great.
It's not big. I mean, there's
Right.
there's a few decent roller coasters. It's just not huge. It's just not a massive
Right.
park. Like if there aren't big lines, you can get through it pretty quick. The little
Yeah.
water park attached is pretty decent though.
Well, we didn't do that. It was too cold out when we went. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Water park's decent. Better than like I remember when Whitewater by Six Flags was the shit, and that place is disgusting now.
Oh yeah, I haven't been there in years and years.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. It's good times. It's good times.
So I think I told you the other day on something for the weekend that I went to the doctor last Friday.
Oh yeah.
First time in a while. And so to get a physical and blood work and my prostate examined and all of that stuff. And so I got a call back from the doctor this morning with my blood work. And they said, well, your thyroid and your I guess enzymes and all that stuff looks good. Your cholesterol's high. And there's something else I can't remember what she said about my cholesterol's high. And so the doctor wants you to work on better eating habits. Is what the doctor. That's how they said it. Better eating habits. So my doctor did challenge me to lose 10% of my body weight over the next 3 months. So.
That's such a nice way to change it. My doctor challenged me to lose 10%.
That's what she said. It's her exact words were, I want to challenge you to lose 10% of your body weight over the next 3 months.
Yeah, that's some like old people corporate verbiage that should. I'd like to challenge you to try to meet this mark that I could, I think would be good for you.
Really, I don't consider it old people. It does sound very corporate, but I don't consider it old. Yeah. Like it doesn't sound old people. It sounds to me like the younger people in corporate nowadays. But
yeah, maybe.
But anyway, yeah. So yeah.
I guess that old might not be the right word, but just that very corporate, like, I'd like to challenge you all to make at least a 1% improvement in X, Y, and Z. Like, God, shut the fuck up.
I'd like to challenge you to lose 10% of your body weight. We'll huddle back up in 3 months and circle back on this. And
right. You get some synergy going between that fat ass of yours and that fat mouth of yours,
there's too much synergy going with my mouth right now, and that's why I'm this weight. Oh my God, I've eaten like I don't want to say I've necessarily eaten like shit this week, but I've eaten so much food every night this week that it tastes so good while I'm eating it, and then afterwards I'm just like miserable. And I was on my way back from the barbecue place last night, and I was on the phone with my wife, and she was like, she said I ate, and she's like, she told me earlier, she's like, I'm just trying to start eating a little healthier again, and she said, I'm finished eating, and I don't feel like stuffed or miserable or anything. It feels really, really good. And I was like, I have no clue what you're talking about because I never don't feel miserable after I eat now.
After
I
eat,
never
yeah,
don't
100%.
feel miserable.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the fun.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
Sure.
not a bad thing. It works for you guys. It's crazy to me though. Like how when you're on the road in the evenings, or even because I know you're how you are the day, but like in the evenings, like how long or how often do you talk on the phone with your wife when you're on the road traveling?
So I'll call her while I'm driving from the building to the hotel, which is like where
Mhm.
I'm at now is like 5 or 10 minutes. Like I'll call her and
Okay.
then when I get here, I get off the phone and then, come in, change clothes, decide what I'm going to do for dinner. And then, sometimes I may call her on the way to the restaurant. Sometimes I may not. This week I haven't. And then, after I get back to the hotel later, I'll call her and we'll talk for a little while. And then she usually calls me when she's getting ready to go to bed for a minute, and that's about it. So
That's so weird.
what's weird about
That's
that?
so much.
It's like a total in a 1 day period. That's like 30 minutes of talking tops in
Right.
one 24-hour period.
But what do you have to talk about?
Well, just talk about my day. She talks about whatever's going on at home. Like that's
What's
it. We
going on
we
at
talk
home that
about
you
things.
did find?
No,
Okay.
well, like today, she and Gabe were planting stuff doing the flower bed and things like that. And she's telling me about
Well,
that.
do you guys text throughout the day for any of that type of stuff?
Sometimes it just depends
I
on
don't
what it
understand.
is.
Like I talk to Amanda, we talk at night, but maybe usually after I get back or before, if she's going to bed earlier, I'll talk to her for like maybe 5 minutes at night. We text throughout the day or whatever's going on, but neither one of us like talking on the
Sure,
phone though either. But it's crazy to me
sure.
that people like talk that much on the phone
Well,
to each
neither
other.
of us love talking on the phone, but I mean, if I were home, we would be talking to each other. So it's just trying to maintain
Yeah.
some of that you're not getting the FaceTime, and I don't mean the calling type. I just mean like you're not
Right.
getting that face-to-face time with each other. So I just try to keep some of that talking
I got
going.
you.
I mean,
Yeah.
a little bit, but this
Ah,
trip has been much less than trips in the past.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah,
So
because like if we have things we want to talk about, we'll call it talk, and usually, like I said, just to, hey, haven't heard your voice, thought I'd talk for a little bit, but otherwise, like we just don't. I'd rather text. Like if I'm here and we're talking, it's because it's more convenient than texting. If I'm doing things, that's
sure.
less convenient to be on the phone because I can't multitask, and I have kung fu shows to watch.
Well, sure, but we've there. What was it? Somewhere I was at some point last year, and we were both watching. I want to say it was like NBA Finals or something like that. It was one of the games, and for whatever reason, we both happened to be interested in it, and so we were both watching the game, and
Mhm.
so we just I just put my earbuds in, and we were on the phone while we were watching the game, sort of like as if we were sitting in the same room watching the game,
That's
really, and
fucking
we would talk a
terrible.
little here and there. Doesn't bother me at all. Doesn't bother
I
me,
know.
doesn't bother her.
Well,
Now,
no, then that's good, but I'm just saying that sounds
if we
terrible.
were sitting on the phone if we were sitting on the phone not talking at all, she wouldn't wanna be on the phone anymore, and I'm over the last 5 years or so, I've started getting more and more like that. Like, if
Yeah.
there's nothing to talk about, I don't wanna just sit on the phone.
Yeah. No,
Um,
not at all.
so
I guess though, and I'm not saying you guys do. I'm just saying this is my brain tried to wrap around it because I feel like too at that point you're having to come up with things to talk about. Maybe you don't. Like I don't even like that. Like I don't have to be like, oh yeah, what else could we talk about? Like no, no,
nah.
no, no.
No,
I like
it's
if
not
you.
really like that, but, you
No.
know.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, I guess I don't know,
Interesting.
maybe I just love my wife more than you do. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe
maybe.
that's um So you said you had a game. Is that for later in the show, second half? What?
Well, I was thinking about said game. And I'm debating if it'd be more fun as an in-person game and I think it would be. So I think I'm gonna hold
Okay.
on to it, especially
Oh,
or it would be a fun game if we didn't have any type of laggy internet connectivity. But because
I
both of us
see.
seem to be having some laggish things, I'm gonna hold it. I can tell you about it though. It's pretty great.
There you go for it. Let me. What we got?
And I think it would be especially fun to play with an unsuspecting guest as well, because we tell guests sometimes we play with games, but anyway, and I'm sure they didn't invent this. They'll swear up and down.
So hold on a minute. Speaking of, hold on a minute. Speaking of
Yeah.
guests, what happened to Evan?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't asked him to come on the show.
Oh well, you pitched it to me, and I was like, sure, and I just assumed
Yeah, I was
you
just
had talked
asking
to
your
him.
opinion. No,
Oh,
I haven't
God.
asked him to show him.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Whatever. Maybe if we talked on the phone more, these type of miscommunications wouldn't happen.
Right.
No, so
Okay.
I'm
so
sure
game.
this has been played by other people before in the past and other kids. I'm sure my kids swear up and down they invented this game, but I tell you right now they're full of shit because kids are full of shit. But they played this game and I saw them playing it and I was like, what is this game? Because this has amazing potential. And they call the game Don't Get Me Started. And all the game
sounds like cultural appropriation, but go ahead.
Yeah, I said, don't get me started or don't even get me started or whatever. But the whole thing is, so if you and I were playing or we had a guest, is I would just come up with, it doesn't matter what it is. Just I'll pitch you a thing. It could be high top tennis shoes. And then you proceed to go on a rant about whatever it is that I pitched to you.
We did this.
Kind of.
Sort of. We did a similar thing to this. Yeah. I mean, but
Similar
no,
thing.
somebody definitely does this. I
Yes.
know a comic that does
I
this.
know. I'm talking from my 12-year-old kids.
No,
This
I
is
know
where
that.
I've never
I
heard
know
of this.
that.
I'd never seen it done before them, so I know it did. But
Yeah.
I
No,
thought it'd
know
be
this.
fun thing to
Yeah.
throw in the kids, especially with really uncomfortable topics. Is my point. I'm not saying it's an
called
amazingly
Don't Get Me
original idea.
Started.
Yeah.
It's called Don't Get Me Started.
That's what they call it.
That's pretty good. So your kids play this with each other.
Yeah, on trips now. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. I can only imagine some of the shit your son has said.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I had to stop the other day because I just recently became aware of this, but I was driving and one of them, because I heard one of the kids just go, don't even get me started on cheddar potato chips. And then, just went off on whatever. And but then after I've been aware of the game, I was driving the other day and I hear out of the back Jude go, don't even get me started about China. And I was like, oh no, this game stops right now.
Why you just let the boy bitch about China in the comfort of his own car?
Because
By the way, that TikTok video you sent in our group, I had seen it the night before, but
yeah,
that was so. I told that to a couple of people at work today. It was one of those you look over your shoulder before you tell it. But
yeah, for sure.
that was one of those. Oh my God, it's so good. I laughed so loud in the hotel room when I saw that.
That was good. And I was like, I'll throw it there. Doesn't matter. I've started showing some
And
things
I
like that to my
almost did
daughter
that.
from time to time to try to just wear down that
Yeah.
sensitivity that the cultural sensitivity that
sure.
is rife in her age group.
Oh
And
yeah.
so I'm still like chipping away at it. So
Oh my God. Oh
Yeah.
Jesus.
I showed her something the other day. I remember what it was, something along those lines. And she goes, oh my God, Dad, you cannot, like, you can't show people stuff like that. I was like, oh yeah, I can. Oh yeah, I can. It's
Yeah.
great. She was like, that is, she goes, but that's
Wanna
not even
see?
funny. She was like, well, that's not even any funny because if so-and-so saw it, I was like, is so-and-so watching it? Like, no.
Right.
I was like, well, then it's funny.
Yeah. If one
anyway.
person laughs, it's funny.
Exactly.
That's
Might not be
the
funny to all.
thing.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But she did tell me though that I am an honorary. She told me that I am an honorary member of the LGBTQ plus, so I can say
That's-
fag without any blowback. So
That's called an ally, and I still don't think you're allowed to say fag. I
She
still
told
don't
me I
think that works that way. Did
my
she? Okay,
14-year-old
I'm not
daughter
sure
said I
she gets.
can. So
I'm
I
not sure
can.
she gets to, I'm not sure she gets to speak
She-
for everyone.
Oh, she does. She does. If if one person in the community gives you permission to do something, that applies to all.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah.
Does it work? Does that work for all
Yes.
disadvantaged groups?
Yes.
Well, my son told me I get to say. Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
If only it worked that way.
I know. Oh my God.
So
well,
I am
happy.
Oh, go ahead. What?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just
I was
going to
gonna
say,
say,
God damn it. Fuck your internet, Joey.
I know. Your internet.
It's not mine.
Go ahead.
No, talk. I'm listening.
I was gonna say, happy opening day. Today is opening day for baseball season. So happy opening
awesome.
day. What is that blue thing hanging? I guess probably to your left there on from
This
something.
one?
What is that?
Or this one.
Well,
These are
both. I couldn't tell if they were
those are those little fuzzy, the worms on a string.
okay. Yeah. Okay.
Lyric gave me two, and I said they're my incest brother worms.
Oh, okay. Good Lord.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now, what were you gonna say?
I don't even know now. I got distracted.
That's what I figured. That's
with
why I
the
told you
worms.
to go first.
It doesn't matter. Oh, I was saying I'm full on right now in the middle. So they finally have switched my meds. You know, I've told you they're gonna do that for forever. They finally did it, and I'm having like the worst withdrawals off of the old medication.
Are you?
While I'm switching over to new stuff. Oh, dude, it's brutal. And so they've been doing they taper you off of it, so it's not a cold turkey. But they've been doing like the faster taper, I guess, where they've been cutting me 100 milligrams a week, which is a pretty big cut. And then I had one more week to go. And then I decided yesterday I was tired of doing this 1 week at a time. So I just came off all of it completely. I mean, I'm still on my new meds. Well, I'm going to have withdrawals either way. So would I rather have a little bit of withdrawals constantly for 2.5 more weeks, or just really, really, really bad withdrawals for like 1 week? And I'm going
considering the type of medicine you're taking and why you're taking it, it might be better to have a little bit of withdrawal instead of the extreme of anything.
Well, no, I'm talking about physical withdrawal, not the psychological stuff is covered. That's why I'm already on the new medicine. The main reason to taper off of this, because they're completely different medicine groups. So withdrawing from one doesn't affect the effectiveness of the other. It just causes the physical withdrawal symptoms, like basically withdrawing from like opiates or some shit, like sweats and aches and nausea and all that bullshit. So yeah, so that's pretty much been super fun. I took today and tomorrow off from work because I have been mostly non-functional. Like I can't even sit in front of the fucking computer because my shit's doing this if I'm trying to type up stuff. So
you fucking pussy.
I know, right? How dare I not be able to handle massive medicine withdrawals?
How long until you have a panic attack?
Oh, right. Oh. I haven't had one of those.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's fun times.
Well,
this is not nearly as much fun when it's not in person, is it?
It's not. But so I did have something I wanted to ask you about. Thought it. If given the choice.
Oh, I'm going to be in Knoxville tomorrow, by the way.
Well, I'm going to be in Knoxville tomorrow at 9:30 at night.
Actually, I'm not going to be, but go ahead. Sorry. What were you saying?
Would you rather be a grower or a shower? If you could choose which one, you'd rather be a grower.
Yeah, I just keep things as
so.
is.
I think I want to be. I think I want to be a shower. I think if I have to pick one, I'd rather be, because to have, for someone to be able to see it completely flaccid and be like, holy shit, that's the reaction you want. You don't want to. You don't want everyone to have to see your hard dick before they go, ooh, all right, nice.
If it was a prerequisite of meeting people that they just saw your flaccid dick, then
well, I'm just saying. If I were a shower, I would walk around locker rooms completely naked. I wouldn't even I wouldn't go to the gym to work out. I just go walk around the locker room naked.
See,
That's
when I was younger, when I was a youth, an unwise youth, I might have thought that way. But I don't think that way anymore.
I just I don't know. To me, it feels like the the shower aspect of it is much better. I mean, just think about it. If anybody's ever going to accidentally see it, it's not going to be hard, God
No.
willing. But
At that point, it's just
Um,
like flashing a little raisin at them. They're just gonna be like, "What was that?" They'll be nothing. They'll be like, "Okay." So,
yeah, no, I don't. I don't see. I want it to be to the point where they don't ask what that was.
okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's
That's what I'm
fair.
talking about.
Ah, yeah, nah.
So why would you rather
I-
be a grower then?
Well, one, I like the feeling of a superpower of the little, the old little things, like the little animals you put in a cup of water, and they'd go from being this big,
Yeah,
and all of a sudden they'd be this big. Like it's kind of a superpower, which A, I like. B, I feel like being a shower, depending on what size you are, because in theory, right, the shower and grower is the same size, erect. It's just how it looks flaccid, right?
Sure.
So
yeah.
so I feel like one of them being a shower is going to be more inconvenient as far as clothing types, what you're wanting to wear, walking around. I think you have a lot more to tuck into to move around with. Right now, if it gets cold enough, things basically inside of me, so I don't have to worry about it. It's fine.
Right. I see.
Yeah.
You know,
That's just-
I've reached this age when you said you made me think of this when you said if it's cold enough, it's up inside you, and I've reached this age now where if I've been working all day, so I'm actually jeans or whatever. When I go to the bathroom, I almost have to peel it out like I'm uncut, like I almost have to like I'm circumcised. I almost have to peel it out so that I can go take a piss nowadays because I'm so old and it just all just like crumples up together.
Well,
inside.
even outside of that,
Because
do
I'm
you
a
ever just
boxer
have?
brief. I'm a boxer briefs person, so there's a lot of confinement in there, and so
Oh, see,
every
I'm
time I go to
just-
the bathroom, it's like you have to
Yeah.
stretch it out.
So I'm boxers all day, always. Period.
Yeah, I can't do that.
But-
I can't do it.
I don't understand. I don't understand. But it's freedom.
I don't need that
freedom.
kind of freedom.
But no, but even so, without that, I was actually, when you're talking about that, I was going to ask, because I don't know if it's an age thing or what, but it's the same. Like it seems like sometimes now I just have days that things are like, no, I'm happy here in my little skin house, and I'm like, no, you
Yeah.
have to come out. So you got to come out and do the things. You can't stay in there. And it's very
Right.
uncomfortable. Yeah, sometimes it's a tad physically uncomfortable. Like you sit, I end up adjusting a lot more.
Yeah,
Like getting on,
I mean, I do
like
that.
getting on the motorcycle, right? Like you can't have things like. It's
Sure.
like, I
I mean,
gotta get a little bit of that. A little bit of that.
I've always had to do quite a bit of adjusting because I've always had balls that are not proportionately sized to my
Okay.
dick. So my balls have always been a little bigger. So I've always had to adjust a little bit. But now I'm at the age where the bigger balls now, it's like a woman that has huge boobs. They start to gravity takes over a little earlier in their life. And so with me,
Right.
if I have to sit down, if I'm taking a shit and I piss, I've almost got to reach under there and pull my balls back, or I'm going to piss all over them, like all over them.
I don't have that much of a problem yet.
I absolutely have that, especially at the end of at the end of my old man stream, when it's just sort of just trickling out the
Right,
end. It's just
right.
running right down the ball, and then I have to wipe my balls off when I get done.
Well, see, that's why I know when I sit
Yeah.
down, like in a bathroom, like especially in a public bathroom, I take one leg out of the pants and I pull them to the side. And I actually, when I'm shitting, I put my dick on top of the seat and I just piss out on the floor in front of me while I'm taking a
Oh,
shit.
I see.
So I don't
see.
have to
Okay.
worry about tucking anything back.
Well, another aspect of preferring to be a shower than a grower is because if you sit down to take a shit, if you're not careful, you'll pee between the toilet bowl and the seat because there's not
Yep.
enough dick there to point down in the toilet. It just points straight out, especially in the colder
Right.
months or when it's
Yeah,
turtled up in there. You just
I call that the sniper.
well, it pisses right, and then you got to clean the floor if you're at your own house. I mean, if you're at somebody else's house or the public restroom, you don't have to. But at
You're
your own
married.
home,
Why are you
you have
cleaning
to.
pee off the floor?
because it's my pee and it's my bathroom.
Yeah, well, but it's your wife's job.
Sure. My wife doesn't even go in my bathroom because I share it with a 22-year-old boy.
Oh yeah, no pass.
For exactly the reasons you think.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh well. So when my wife and I went to Florida a few weeks ago, you said that about withdrawals. I ran out of my meds while I was down there, and so after a few days, like you could see, like I could physically feel it, and she could see it, and that down there, and she actually said, "I would like for you to start smoking weed because this is too much. Like, take your medicine, but I'd still would like for you to start smoking weed now." And I haven't, but she has told me that's what she wants out of me now. So
Wow. Yeah. But she's talking like the stuff that's still legal, that's like what Delta 8, Delta 9.
no. She wants me to smoke
proper.
the full blown.
Nice.
You know,
The big
the black man's
big-
lettuce.
right? Yeah. Well, you travel enough now, you can get yourself some, just mail it back home.
I wouldn't even have to mail it back home. We got trucks that run around the country that will get back there. But
Okay, fair enough.
But I don't know. It's still, it's against the law. So I just,
It is not
No,
against
I'm just
God's
kidding.
law.
Well, no, you're right. It's not. I think that was in like Ezekiel or something like that.
Yeah.
But I had somebody just send me a bottle of Glenlivet.
Gross.
Can't remember because I've never had it. It's aged at least, so hopefully it'll at least be tolerable. Either that or it's going to end up as a gift for someone at some point.
That would, I don't know, man. You might end up, I could see you randomly turning into some old fuck that likes scotch. It wouldn't shock me at any point in time. If you were like one day, we're like, you know what? That is all right. I like to scotch with my fucking shitty ass cigar that I spend too much money on and talk about.
I've never had a scotch I like, but it's not like I won't try scotch. I'll try all
tried
kinds
a bunch of
scotch
scotches, but
see.
yeah.
Well,
It's
we'll
it's
see.
wasted. It's wasted on me.
Yeah. There's something else I was fixing to say about that, and I can't remember what it was. But anyway, regardless,
Irregardlessly.
So I've done a lot of talking. Your turn.
Yeah, I don't want to talk. I just came here to see you. So we're buying a house, so to speak, here in Charlotte. Well, actually, I'm buying 2 acres and throw me a double wide on that motherfucker. So
it's a house, man.
They accepted.
Nice.
Offer was accepted yesterday. So moving.
That's
forward.
interesting. How do you? Oh, I guess you're buying the land from someone. Okay, never mind.
Yes, that's usually how buying things works. It's
Well, no, I just didn't know.
Party.
I guess I was thinking you're buying a double wide, that you're buying it from a company or whatever that makes them, is what I was thinking.
I am
right, but I didn't consider the land until after I started speaking. So,
yeah. So I guess that's a little more permanent for here in Charlotte, but otherwise it's good. Haven't gotten fired. It's all the same old bullshit. I came in completely unprepared, and I was thinking before we were setting up, I was like, what the fuck are we even going to talk about tonight? Like, because we talked just this last weekend for a different show, and we didn't talk about anything else.
Right.
But I'm like, I've literally had nothing going on in my life at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you're not traveling very much.
No, it's going to start picking up a little bit, but
sure,
whatever. But yeah, I'm just, feel like shit. It's just all the usual things. It's good. It's gonna be a short show tonight. This is gonna be the shortest show that we've both been on at the same time since we've started.
Probably yes.
Yes.
I don't know. We could play Who's That Racist.
I want to play the games. I'm not in the mood to do any of this
shit. Oh God. Well, So what was
I was just thinking how hilarious, like what a massive, if anybody was excited, if anybody that's watched is going to watch is really excited about, oh shit, yeah, there's going to be a new episode of B3F. They're just going to be like, the fuck?
Well, look, I got to have something else to do in my hotel room aside from jerk off and shit my brains out. You know, that's another thing over the last year I've noticed about being older is that when I travel, it just fucks with my stomach. I ended up shitting my just guts out every night. Every
Oh,
night.
dude, I've been like, it's the opposite for me, but I've always called it travel guts. It's since I was younger. Anytime I travel for an extended period of time, or I travel
It's
regularly.
never that way until last year. Last year,
Yeah.
for some reason, it just kicked in. And so there, whatever.
Wow, good job. Congratulations.
Yeah. So
Why are you staying at a fucking Hilton anyway? That's garbage.
Well, because it's 5 to 10 minutes away from where I have to be in the morning, and
So?
it's one of the better, more reasonably priced ones in this area. So I don't mind.
Okay. Would there have been a different property that would have been within your company policy that would have been with something you have better status in?
Would there have been, or what are you asking?
Yeah.
What did you?
Yeah, is there, or did you go with that because it was the most affordable and closest for your company?
I went here mainly because it's the closest. I've stayed here before, and
Okay.
And the
But it's
beds
not-
are
but it's-
comfortable.
But it's
all of
not
that.
it's not your newest, or it's not your normal hotel brand.
Not necessarily. I don't stay loyal to one particular brand
Gotcha.
when I travel
Gotcha.
for work. It all
Gotcha.
kind of I look at the convenience to where I'm going to be every day, and then I look at price at that point because we do have
That's
okay.
Well,
rules
that's
on that, but
right. Well, that was the next thing I was going to ask you. So distance, I understand, but do you tend to account, like, if you have choice between two different hotels, one is better than the other, or one you'd prefer, but it's more expensive than the one that isn't? Otherwise, there's not a huge difference in the two. Will you always get the cheaper one if they're both within your policy?
Well, our policy is you're supposed to take the least expensive one out of the company brands. Like the company has a set of brands that they have deals with, and you're supposed to
Gotcha.
take the least expensive one. So if it's,
Ah.
because there are definitely cheaper ones that I could have
Yeah.
taken,
Yeah.
but they don't fall under our
See, for us, we have
brands.
they have predetermined rates with different. Well, they have a handful of brands that they are better deals, but you basically say, okay, you can't have in metro area, this is the amount of money that you can spend per night on a hotel, right? This is the cap, whatever, without prior authorization. And so then you have your list of hotels, and you're going to get usually nicer hotels at cheaper rates because they're branded, their choice
Sure.
contracted rates for the hotel, whatever. But like, if there's one for me that's 10 minutes further away, $100 more a night, but it's still within the company max allotted night policy, I will take that one every fucking time. I do not care.
Yeah, see, we don't have a max allotted rate.
Okay. That makes sense.
It's just out of all of the hotels that they have negotiated rates with, you're supposed to take the least expensive one unless there's good reason, in which case when you submit and I
Okay.
know you didn't hear so
Okay. All right. I got you. Makes
so
The
let's
reason
see,
I was
what
saying
is
it's just a it's a bot. But
Yeah.
no, the reason I say this because they were talking to my department the other day, and like, well, we're trying to cut costs here and here and here, just like all companies do. Like, we want to start choosing when you pick your hotel, try to keep affordability in mind, and pick the cheapest hotel you can find that's within blah blah blah. And I just straight up went no. And then my boss said, "Excuse me." I was like, "Are they changing the company policy regarding how much we could spend a night at a hotel?" And he was like, "Well, no." He was like, "But I'm just saying for our department, we're going to try to pick the cheapest one up there." And I was like, "So it's not against company policy?" And he was like, "No, that's just what we're on." I was like, "No, I'm allotted this much a night. If there's my choice between a Marriott hotel and a Holiday Inn Express, and it's $100 a night difference, I'm staying at the Marriott over the Holiday Inn Express if it's within policy. And you can't get mad at me for it. And unless you change company policy, I can't get in trouble. So sorry. Because no, that's fucked up. Not doing that shit.
What's fucked up about it?
Because it's not company policy. He can't dictate his own policy over the company. I'm like, no, it's fucked. You can't pull that shit just to make yourself look good.
Sure, I get that aspect of it, but I guess I don't look at it as fucked up. I just look
Well,
at
I
it
look at it
as
you also look at it this way. So not as how it has been lately for my travel, but usually my job is a traveling job. Like that's
Sure.
what you're in a hotel all the time. So little amenities and nicer hotels make a massive difference if you're on the road 80% of the fucking time. And so
Sure.
the difference between staying at like a Courtyard Marriott or at a Marriott proper and a fucking Holiday Inn Express, it's huge. It's a morale thing at some point, right? When you're traveling that fucking much and you have the ability to do it. And so there's other ways to cut budget besides, taking one of the few perks away you have from being at a traveling role, in my opinion.
Sure. No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't affect me as much. You spend much more time in your hotel room than I do whenever I
Right.
travel. So it doesn't really, I need the bed and pillows to be comfortable. And it'd be
Yeah.
nice if it has a decent breakfast at the hotel so I don't have to go out and find it.
Yeah. And
Because
see, I don't even care about the
coffee sucks
breakfast.
at all hotels. So,
Yeah, exactly.
um,
Exactly.
so
Now,
I mean, I'm staying at a Hampton.
Okay. And they're not bad.
So
They're
I'm at a
really not.
Hampton. No, right, and it's a Hilton hotel, but it's a Hampton.
Right.
My thing here is that there's nothing close at all, like in any of the hotels that's going to keep me close to the building. There's
Yeah.
nothing I want to be closer to that I'm willing to drive for every morning. I'd rather drive there in the evening to go do something. So
You saw, of course,
So-
the last time I was in Knoxville, I drove 30 minutes to work every day because I didn't want to stay to La Quinta.
yeah, fuck that. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't mind. I don't mind. The 30-minute drive, depending on where it's at. Knoxville's not that bad, right? Because your traffic's never going to be like Atlanta traffic or whatever. But
Yep.
But there's so much construction here in this area and a lot of traffic that I need that 5 to 10 minute away. That way, if traffic's bad, it's 15 minutes, right?
Oh, for sure.
So.
Yeah. No, it makes sense for sure. Anyway,
So welcome to Old Men Complaining. If you're just joining us,
Jesus Christ.
How's the weather? That's the next topic is the weather.
Dude, this episode fucking blows. Like right now, I'm like, why don't we just fucking call it? It's been a good 50 minutes.
So I've taken lately to reading these columns on Slate, and it's always the Dear Abby type stuff, or what one section there people are asking financial questions, one they're just asking general advice and things like that. But there was one I read the other day, and it made me think about you.
Aw.
But it was a guy was afraid that what he wanted to do would ruin every bit of masculinity that he's portrayed for everyone around him. He was in a long-term relationship with he's a straight male, and I think he was late 30s, early 40s. And he was in a long-term relationship with a straight woman, but it was kind of open relationship. Like occasionally they would sleep with other people and no one had a problem with it. But he said, I remembered back to when I was young and I started jerking off, then I started doing a little butt play. I'd stick something in my ass or whatever. And he was saying,
Good on him.
So recently his girlfriend or whatever was gone for the weekend or something. And so he decided to do that again. And he stuck a little butt plug up there and he said it was amazing and he loved it. and he was afraid to ask her to participate in that or ask any of his other partners to participate in that because he was afraid it would. First, he was afraid it would gross them out, and then also he's afraid that it would make him seem not masculine if he was having them peg him, is what he said, pegging,
Wow.
that's not the same as butt play,
No.
but it could possibly be the most masculine thing ever.
Yeah.
Possibly,
Possibly.
it could very much. It could be simultaneously the gayest and straightest thing in the world.
Okay. Okay. I see. I
mean,
see
you
where
know.
you're at there. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, it's like
I'm
know,
glad that
if
made you
can-
think of
you
me,
can-
though. No, that's very sweet.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, like you could, you can suck a dick and not fuck the guy. Like
Exactly.
you could be straight. There's a Dr. Joe something on TikTok that says straight men have sex with straight men all the time. It doesn't make them gay.
Right.
So, but anyway, so do you think that makes you less masculine, having your partner peg you? Now, I'm not talking about a finger in the ass. I'm talking about strap on, ramming it deep. Do you think
I
that
don't think
makes you
necessarily.
less masculine?
Not necessarily.
Do you
think it
think
really
that
just switched-
person? Go ahead.
No, it's if that they're into it. It's like you're into what you're into, man. Like I'm not. I'm well over the now. If you might be closeted, if you start wanting your wife to talk in a deep voice and insist you calling her by like a male name, then it's a little different. But if you're into something, you're into something, man. Like I don't know. I don't even judge on that shit anymore, honestly.
Well, I'm not asking you to judge. I'm just asking you to say if that guy is masculine or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the guy. To me, masculine is more of the not what you do as much as I don't know how you carry yourself. Like if you get behind closed doors, you just like
Carry
people-
stuff like there's a dick in your ass.
right. Oh no, I'm saying like dude, I've met dudes that honestly I know get railed in the butthole on a daily basis, and they're super quote unquote masculine guys. And I've met dudes that they're straight as an arrow, but they are the least masculine guys I've ever known. So it just depends on
Sure.
it's to me masculinity is not necessarily about what you do with your front butt or your back vagina or whatever the case may be, as much as what it is, how you carry yourself otherwise.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ever wonder who the first, like what it would have been like to be the first straight guy to, like I wonder some of those things like that, like the first time a straight guy asked his female partner to peg him, like how that conversation went. I think about things like that sometimes.
I don't think there's probably ever, and I guess in theory there kind of had to been, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be possible because I don't know. I don't think maybe it's just weird. I don't think
Maybe
not a
what?
weird thing to think about. No, just I try to think of like is it possible for there to have been a first person that asked for that specific thing as a straight person?
Well, there had to have
but-
been.
For that specific thing, but a variation that was very similar and wasn't a because we look at things through where we're at now through this lens of like some type of sexual orientation or identification or what the fuck ever else. But there's a lot of times back in the early millennium that there is no concept of gender orientation or sexual orientation, straight, gay. Like people just did what felt good because they were animals, right? Before there's a lot of other social constructs that went along with that sexuality. So that's where my brain goes like, well, maybe in modern society that might have been interesting, but I wonder, but as far as I know, that type of stuff has always existed. It's more or less of what was the reaction of a certain type of person hearing that certain type of request.
I think about things like wonder what that conversation was like the first time a straight guy asked his female
Right.
partner to put a strap on and rail him.
Right.
Like,
right. Well, if
just
you
like
think,
I also,
but if you think about though, for a lot of people, that is the first time that conversation happens. Like, 'cause there are a lot of straight Christian couples that the ladies are very naive and have never heard of pegging. So that first conversation happens probably regularly.
sure, but it's at least in the zeitgeist now. And I think I don't think there's a ton of people that have never heard of it anymore, but I'm sure that there are people that haven't heard of it, but it's pretty widely accepted in the zeitgeist that there's guys out there that like to get pegged.
Yeah.
But at some point, it wasn't like that, and I wonder how that first conversation went.
I don't know.
So I also had this thought a while ago, actually, but I don't think I've brought it up. She's like, wonder what it was like for the first guy, the first caveman that was eating pussy, like how the other cave, they're hit their woman over the head, drag them back to the cave, get them pregnant or whatever. But the first time that something like that happened, and the other cavemen were like, so you don't even have to hit them over the head and drag them back to your cave anymore. It's like, no, they just line up. They just line up here.
I don't know what happened.
Well, no shit, you don't know what happened.
No, you asshole. The guy, never mind.
Okay.
Never mind.
Okay, but it's well within your personality for that to have been your answer.
What answer?
I don't know what happened. It's well within your personality for that to be.
But I don't know what happened.
No kidding. I just imagine though, like all the the other cave women, telling the other cave women this other guy he does this.
Oh, so this was after
I don't know what it
spoken language was invented.
Well, they grunted it, I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure it's like. No, I
like that your mind works though in an area of like first, like this happened, and like not entirely, but I mean in these scenarios, like you're like, okay, so at some point this thing happened for the first time at this point, and then this had to have called on. But that's not how humans work. But there's still, I like that your brain compartmentalizes like that.
But there does have to be the first time it happened. There has to be the first time something like that happened and nobody had heard of it before. There has to be a first time. Yes.
Okay.
Everything happened first. Like everything happened at one point. It had never happened, and then it did.
Okay. Yes, but the way that you approach it is like somebody had the idea to do it and it did it, as opposed to just a fluid thing. Because like animals have been copulating that way for forever. Like animals give each other worlds, so it wasn't like some cave person suddenly came up with the idea and just did it.
Well, no, but some cave person may have seen an animal doing that and was like, oh, I wonder if that would work. Because it's a lot of work beating the shit out of these women to get them back, dragging them back to the cave.
Sexuality and things have existed and evolved. It's just always been there, is how I think of most of that stuff. Different expressions of it change as technology changes, but I don't feel like it was like a step-by-step process of discovery. I could be wrong. I probably am.
Yeah, I think you probably are.
Yep. I'm also feeling very fucking cantankerous tonight, if you can't tell.
You absolutely are. It's just like, I wonder what it was like the first time somebody figured out doggy style and told somebody about somebody's like, wait, we can do that? And then they did it and they're like, why the fuck haven't we been doing this forever?
Yeah, somebody was just like, you and me, maybe we ain't nothing but mammals.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to take a break or you want to call it a night?
I want to call it a fucking night. I'm done.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah, I'm done, man. Jesus. I feel like shit. I'm so done.
Of course you do. You do my medicine and withdrawal.
Yep.
Last time you said
what? I heard none of that. You completely froze up. What?
I'm sorry. Last time we did this in Knoxville, you said we were going to have something special in April, but it seems as though you have lied to the people.
Oh yeah, I've lied again, like I always do. But people made liars out of us. But yes, so we're gonna have to wait and see if this ever actually happens. I'm doubting these things now.
I mean, I have gotten an individual invitation to go hang out with somebody.
Oh, nice.
I was told bring whiskey and steaks. I don't have a date set,
right?
But I got an invite.
Congrats.
But I don't know. I guess I don't understand why I understand why someone can't commit until after a certain date, but I don't understand why the other person is just seems to not commit at all.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
We should discuss that offline. I'm curious about a couple of things now.
oh, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, but yeah, dude, it's been fun. I'm done. My brain is
Yeah.
so fried, and I'm yeah.
All right. Well, until next month.
We'll disappoint you again then.